on my way to country number 46. And I learned something really interesting. In Europe, make sure that when you book a train, you reserve a seat, or else you're gonna end up sitting on the floor, like me. On here. Alright, I'm in Liechtenstein, country number 46, and it's my first morning out here, and I'm about to go out to... Oh my god. Okay. Look at that. Wow. Jeez. That is not a bad first view of a country when you step out for a new day. Alright, so what am I doing today? Well, it turns out that it's a public holiday in Liechtenstein. I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation this whole time. Almost everything's closed. So apparently there is, in this country, a McDonald's. I think it's the only thing that's open. It's the only thing that I could find that's open, and my Airbnb host happens to be out, so I couldn't really ask him. So I'm gonna check out Liechtenstein McDonald's as my first meal in the country. So McDonald's in different countries will sometimes have specialty items, and the McDonald's in Liechtenstein has a sandwich called the McRaclette. Let's see what we've got going on here. So it's like kind of like this flatbread sandwich, and then I got it with bacon. I'm actually not entirely sure what's going on here. Look at me vlogging about McDonald's of all things. So let's see how it tastes. Oh, the bread's kind of nice. That's pretty good. So let me try to describe what's going on here. They got this like cool, like almost ciabatta type bread. Standard McDonald's salty burger meat patty. The sauce is kind of like sour, vinegary. It's McDonald's, you know. It's good. I don't think I've ever actually had a bad McDonald's item when I think about it. So, kind of cool how the bus system works here in Liechtenstein. You can go and you can just pay with Swiss francs. That's what their national currency is here. Or there's an app. And what's really cool about this app, it's an app called Fairtick. And you click into the app, and it like finds what your location is, and then you just hit start, and you have your ticket here. And then when you get off the bus, you just swipe stop, it calculates your destination, and then it automatically charges your credit card. But most of the time, the bus people don't really check this. Look at that, no journey detected. Alright, so I'm in a place called, where is this? Hinterschellenberg in Liechtenstein. And I'm trying to find, of course, some traditional Liechtensteiner food. Liechtensteiner food. And apparently they got like something that's kind of like a macaroni and cheese. Oh, that's really cool too. The bus system is public, but apparently Liechtenstein is one of the safest countries in the world. And so you see like the kids like hopping on and off the public bus, going about the city or the country, and it's really, really cool to see that. It's a bit of a foggy day today in Liechtenstein, but like you just go and you see these mountains and the trees and this vast valley, and it just sort of keeps taking my breath away. Alright, so this is their sort of traditional macaroni and cheese. I don't know how do you pronounce this?
Käsespätzle.
Käskol.
Käsknöpfle.
Käsklopfe.
This is typical Swiss
Yeah.
pronouncing. So,
Käsespätzle. Oh, I gotta put a bit of
Käseknöpf.
Käsespätzle. So this is that, and it comes with applesauce and some fried onions. Right off the bat, it smells rather. It smells quite pungent, but oh yeah, very savory, very like the cheese is like very sharp. I guess they serve it with applesauce, which I'm guessing the sweetness kind of will offset the sharpness of that cheese that they've got in there. My bathroom in Liechtenstein is kind of interesting. Of course of all, first we have our standard dish toilet, our lovely sink. What the hell is this? It's like a toilet without the seat. I was informed that this is actually for washing up your private parts area, which makes even less sense to me because it's not, the faucet isn't even like angled in a nice way for you to clean yourself up. So that's weird. One more kind of cool thing that I've seen with Liechtensteiner doors. If you look, I just noticed all these little rubber circles here, and you just slide it onto the door handle, and when the door closes, boom. You ain't gonna get any of that door and wall action stuff going on. So one thing that sort of amuses me about traveling everywhere is one country's take on another country's food or cuisine or culture. Some people like to call it cultural appropriation. Call it what you will. I personally get a kick out of seeing how one country ends up adapting it or localizing it for their local population. For example, when I was in France and I had some Japanese food in France, it was Frenchified in a way, if that makes sense. It was definitely westernized. It wasn't like Japanese food in Japan. I find myself right here in front of a place called American Bagel and Coffee, and I guess they've been here since 2016. Now, an interesting thing about traveling around Europe is that when you're asking for coffee, they're usually going to give you an espresso and an Americano, which is like a shot of espresso with water filled in. It's really difficult to find a good drip coffee anywhere. So right off the bat, they serve Seattle's best coffee here at American Bagel and Coffee and Ben & Jerry's. I feel close to home already. Unfortunately, I was mistaken. It was actually still an Americano coffee, not a drip coffee. However, what else couldn't be more American than a pumpkin spice latte, which of course I had to get loaded up with whipped cream and sugar right there. Let's see how this tastes. You know, it's good. It's just that Americans use more sugar. So, nice try, Liechtenstein. Seattle's best coffee. Suction. So, it's just, every time I step out of the bus or walk out, just, the sun is setting. It's my final sunset in Liechtenstein, and it's just kissing the mountains with that little orange pink glow over there. And we got a bit more of a cloudy day. For it being my final evening in Liechtenstein, I'm gonna miss it. It was very quiet, very peaceful. The capital city, Vaduz? I feel terrible if I'm mispronouncing it. The capital city has like around 6,000 people here, which is a bit more than the number of students that went to the high school that I was at. The city is incredibly small. Another really interesting thing about Liechtenstein is that they have sort of community-suggested quiet hours and apparently they inform immigrants when they move in to keep quiet between like the lunch hours and the evening hours, which means that they should really refrain from doing noisy activities like lawn mowing or construction or anything like that. All right, final impressions of Liechtenstein. It's nice here. It feels very livable, though it's a bit pricey. It's like a small European mountain town. One thing that I thought was really cool is that when you're riding the public transit, you just see kids kind of boarding the bus and using it amongst everybody else. Liechtenstein is known as being one of the safest countries in the world, and I think their last murder, I was reading some news article, I think their last murder was back in like 1997. It's so safe that apparently a lot of residents don't even feel the need to lock their front door. So what a society that they've built here in Liechtenstein. I don't think I'll ever get tired of stepping out and seeing the mountain views every day. It is really breathtaking, and just being able to take a bus up 20 minutes to go skiing and snowboarding, I'm sure will be awesome for some people. Would I live here? Yeah, I think I could maybe live here. It's a very livable place. Like, they have a very integrated bus network. There's no like 24-hour shops though, which is kind of a bummer for me. I'm a bit of a 24-hour junkie dude. But you can still do your groceries. It's the homes looked nice as I was walking by. Socially, they're kind of conservative, so I'm a bit meh about that. I guess women didn't even get the right to vote until 1984 in Liechtenstein, and it only passed with like a 51% vote. So there's stuff like that's interesting about the country. Other than that, anything notable about Liechtenstein? I think it's notable in its simplicity and how quiet and peaceful everything is here. So yeah, Liechtenstein. It was worth a visit. Very pretty. I don't know if I'll come back, but I mean, it's so close to Zurich, Switzerland, that if I like Switzerland enough, then I'm sure it's just an hour train ride away from Zurich. So, check it out. Liechtenstein. In Liechtenstein, they speak German, so danke schön, and du bist wunderschön. And until next time, Liechtenstein.
Ja, das ist die Liechtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz. Polka, mein Schatz. Polka, mein Schatz. Da bleibt doch kein Liechtensteiner auf seinem Platz, mein Schatz. Man kann beim Schieben, Schieben, Schieben sich in beide Augen sehen.
Man muss sich lieben, lieben, lieben und die Liebe, die ist schön.
Oh ja, so eine Liechtensteiner Polka, die hat's, die macht Rabatz, mein Schatz.
Der alte Graf von Liechtenstein,
Ja, ja, ja,
der mochte nicht alleine sein.
nein, nein, nein,
Drum schickt er seine Boten aus.
ja, ja, ja.
Schaut mir nach Musikanten aus und schafft sie mir ins Haus.
Liechtensteiner Polka, die hat's, die macht Rabatz, mein Schatz. Ja, das ist die Liechtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz. Polka, mein Schatz, Polka, mein bleibt doch kein Liechtensteiner auf seinem Platz, mein Schatz. Man kann beim Schieben sich in beide Augen sehen.
Man muss sich lieben, lieben, lieben und die Liebe, die ist schön.
Oh ja, so eine Liechtensteiner Polka.